Recently I gave you my top 5 tips for a Build a Nation save on Football Manager. Now I'm back to give you 5 challenges to implement those tips. Hi folks, Russ here. I'm going to jump straight into this one. Save or challenge idea number 1 for Build a Nation is going to be a nation with a huge population. That's China. As of 2024, China had a population of 1.42 billion people. So if Football Manager implements that, you should be able to find and develop some absolute superstar worldies into your team. The Chinese Super League had a reputation of signing high reputation superstar players like Oscar and Axel Witsel, but recently the money's been taken away from the league. Your job will be to sign some players, develop some players and grow that league back to where it was. This save idea will be story driven, bringing the Chinese dynasty back to the top through your hard work, getting them to be world beaters. Jumping into the base game then of Football Manager 24, things will change when you get FM26 when that comes out in a couple of weeks. China will be the 78th ranked nation in the world with a youth rating of 2 stars. So obviously you're going to want to boost that and boost their rankings as things go on. There are 2 leagues to play in, so you have the Super League with 16 teams there, or you could start a little bit lower down in the second tier, the Jai League. There's another 16 teams to go from there. So if you can take one of those up to the top and then build and grow, China will become an absolutely fantastic nation from there. Challenge or save idea number 2 is managing a side in the Principality nation of Wales. With the 4 biggest clubs in Wales playing their football east in England for more lucrative deals, wouldn't it be a fantastic story if the New Saints or Connor Quay or even Bagland Dragons become the greatest team in the world? The money will be very tight, the seasons will be long, you'll probably be pulling your hair out before long, but how fantastic would it be if Real Madrid or Inter come to the Valleys and you absolutely batter them? If you're going to start one in Wales, then they are the 33rd ranked team in the world, so you have a very good base to build things from with a 2-star youth rating, so you can build it up, bring some good players through. League wise, you have 3 to choose from. You have the Premier League, 12 teams in there. New Saints are the best of the bunch. Connor Quay are a pretty decent side too. Then you can drop down into the north and south. So in the north side of things, Bangor 1876 you can go for there. Mould Alex, take your pick. And then in the south region, got some pretty good teams down here as well. Britain Ferry, and I mentioned Bagland Dragons. So pick one of those and grow Wales. Go and be better than what Wrexham, Swansea, Cardiff and Newport are. A trip down under is challenge or save number 3. With only 2 Australian sides winning the Asian equivalent of the Champions League, it'd be your task to overthrow the mighty teams from the Rising Sun Nation or the powerhouses with all the money in Saudi Arabia. After you've done that a few times, why not take on the world? You can go and make Tim Cahill and Harry Kewell very proud to be Australian nationals. Australia sit just a little bit higher than the previous nation. They're in 28th in the world rankings with a youth rating of 2.5 stars, so you should get some decent players coming through. In terms of leagues then, you only have the 1 league to play in, that is the Hyundai A-League, and Western Sydney Wanderers are the only team on this list that have won the AFC Champions League, so that's going to be your aim. The year is 1986 and Barcelona beaten 2-0 in the final of the Champions League, or the European Cup back then, by Steaua Bucharest in Romania. Now this is where challenge or save idea number 4 comes into play. Only 2 teams from Eastern Europe have won this tournament and they remain the only 2 teams to reach the final as well, the other one being Red Star. Can you build a Romanian side to win the Champions League once again and enter those world tournaments? It will take a lot of time and a bit of patience to oust those Western rivals. Romania are 45th in the world rankings with a youth rating of 2.5 stars, so you should be able to bring some good players through. In terms of league, you have quite a lot to choose from. League 1, you've got some big teams here like Cluj. Drop down into the second league, you've got another 20 teams managed there, and then the third tier is separated out into 10 different leagues. You've got Serie A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So pick your pick out of all of those. Pick the team you want to pick. I'd suggest with this one, build it up from the bottom and just try and understand the league and get yourself up to that top league and winning the Champions League again with a Romanian side. The 5th and final challenge or save idea in a Build a Nation is going to a nation where you normally poach all the talent for your Wonder Kid factory. I'm talking about Colombia. The nation of Colombia is well known in the world of Football Manager for producing talent, wonderful talent, year in, year out. And if you're like me, you always scout that nation and you poach their players. The idea of this save is to keep those wonderful, wonderful players in the nation of Colombia and just dominate from there. A tough challenge indeed, but just imagine that feeling when the next James Rodriguez turns down Real Madrid to stay in South America. Colombia are probably the pick of the bunch. They've got the highest rating in the world. It's 17 out of this list, with a youth rating of 3-star, which is a really good starting block. It's absolutely fantastic. Now you can see why they get all those wonder kids come through and you poach them. In terms of leagues, then, you only have the 2 to play for. You got the Premier A, 20 teams in there, or you could drop down a division into the Torneo Postobon. Got another 16 teams there to play and pick through. You can get those wonder kids through, keep them at your club, and just build from there and make Colombia an absolute fantastic nation to manage in. So there you have it, folks, my top 5 challenges for a Build a Nation save on Football Manager. Let me know your ones down in the comment section, and maybe we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.